thank the Most High for you, you and you. Let us talk to the Most High. Even so, we thank you. Oh, great Spirit that moved upon the water. We thank you, the Heya. We thank you for everything that you've done, even the I am that I am. Yes, we thank you for all the things. We thank you for today. We thank you for the breath. We thank you for the working of our limbs. And those that don't have limbs, we know they thank you just for being awake, to be alive, just to breathe, to see. Yes, oh most holy Sanini Nine, all these things does come against us that I'm about to say. We have greed. We have, the enemy have caused us to look upon these things with desire, the things that are evil, the things that mean us no good, the things that are evil toward our brother. I mean the swords, the guns, oh, the hate, the desire, the jealousy, the spite, the malignity, the backbiting. Oh yes, because of what one reason or another, it doesn't matter. Oh, but we ask you to deal with our hearts, that we lust not against each other, that we desire not evil things, that we get not jealous and envious of each other because one might seem better than us. We don't know. We're just as children, little children walking around with our lips poked out, with a loaf of bread in our hand, saying, I'm still hungry. But oh, most holy Sanini, deal with us. Deal with our minds. Yet we close our eyes and listen to the devil's naysayers saying, there is not you. You don't exist. You're not here. There is nobody. There is nothing. You're your own God. You're this, you that. But oh, we know better. And we thank you for all things, even our enemies, that they're going to be consumed in your wrath. Yes. Yeah. We're in the book of Exodus chapter 2. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Those of you on YouTube and TikTok platforms, and we thank the Most High for you. And we're in Exodus. I'm still stuck in Genesis. Exodus chapter 2. And there went a man of the house of Levi, and took to a wife the daughter of Levi. They was, at that time, they was not commanded to marry amongst one another, but that's what he did. He took him a wife of his own people, his own nation, or peoples. His own father. And the woman conceived and bare a son. And when she saw him that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. And when she could not longer hide him, she took for him an ark, bulrushes, and daubed it with slime and pitch, and put the child therein. And she laid it in the flags by the river's brink. And his sister stood afar off to see, or to wit, what would be done of him, or to him. Excuse me. And the daughter of Pharoh came down and washed herself at the river, and her maidens walked along by the riverside. And when she saw the ark among the flags, she sent her maid to fetch it. And when she had opened it, she saw a child. And behold, the babe wept. She saw this bouncing, bubbly black baby boy, and he just stole her heart. But God, the Most Holy, has jurisdiction over our hearts, can speak to our hearts. As you even pray, speak to their hearts. And she said she had compassion on him. Oh, he's so beautiful. And this is one of the Hebrews' children. Now, and his sister said to Pharaoh, daughter, shall I go and call thee a nurse of the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for thee? And Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, go. And the maid went and called the child's mother. Now, did she know that that was the child's mother? I don't think so. God works through circumstance. See, sometimes you don't understand God. You can't figure him out. He doesn't reveal himself. But when we give him the praise for the things that we don't see, for the things that we wonder, how did we get through this? Then we begin to sit up there and say, I don't know how God did it, but he did it. Circumstances. He spoke to somebody's mind. He manipulated a certain thing and caused you to be blessed. He caused you to not die, to live and not die. He caused that disease to go away. Yes, circumstance. This is how God works. This is one of God's works, that you might not have the glory. And yet he works to instant miracles and different things like that. But because of our unbelief, God just sits back and waits. Now, and Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, take this child away and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages. Even the woman got paid for nursing her own child. And the women took the child and nursed it. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses. And she said, because I drew him out of the water. Now, Moses is not the language of the Egyptians right at that time. Now, you have to realize the Egyptians, the Israelites and the Egyptians, they exchanged information. Don't be so easily forget they exchange information, but yet you have these people that call themselves Egyptologists and all this stuff. They talks about the Hebrews or the Bantu or whatever, and they say, well, Egypt was the wisest and all this. But Egypt did get a lot of things from the other parts of the continent. And so, therefore, we cannot be jealous of Egypt, but we cannot be envious of Egypt, but we can say that Egypt is not sharing. Egypt walked with pride. Even that, they even said that they wouldn't even eat among the farmers. This was the pride of the Egyptians. Yes. And when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren and looked on their burdens, and he spied an Egyptian smiting a Hebrew, one of his brethren. He looked this way and that way, and when he saw that there was no man, he saw the Egyptian, and he hid him in the sand. He killed him. I mean, he just took him out. Why? God dealt with his heart. You are Hebrew. They messing with your brother. They never done nothing to him. And so, therefore, what did he do? Knocked him out. Okay, hit him in the sand. Another one bites the sand. And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 men of the Hebrews strolled together. And he said to him, What did the wrong before, wherefore smitest thou thy fellow? In other words, he started falling in love with his people. He started to fall in love with his brothers. He started falling in love with those that should be together, that is not together. And this is how God dealt with the heart of Moses, that he had a heart for his people also. And he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us? That sounds just like them old stubborn Israelites. Stubborn. Stiff-necked. Instead of saying thank you. Who made thee a prince and a judge of us? Intendest thou to kill me as thou killest the Egyptian? And Moses feared and said, surely this thing is known. And when Pharoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moses. But Moses fled from the face of Pharoah and went and dwelt in the land of Midian, and he sat down by the well. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water, and they watered their father's flock. 17, and the shepherds came and drove them away. But Moses stood up and helped them and watered the flock. Now, you got to realize, go back and look at what did Acob, even Jacob, in the 50th chapter, describe Levi as. Now, he has the spirit of his father. He has the DNA of his father. What did he say about Levi? Come on here. Let's get this thing right. Let's walk this thing like we're going to walk it. Okay? Now, he said, and they said the Egyptian delivered. Now, they thought he was Egyptian. This black man, this Israelite, he was an Egyptian. Because I don't know what his nose or whatever looked like. But he delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds and also drew water enough for us and watered the flock. And he said unto his daughters, and where is he? Why is that ye have left the man? And call him, that he might eat bread. Come on, we're going to feed this man. He helping us out. And Moses was content to dwell with the man. And he gave Moses Zipporah, his daughter. In other words, here's my daughter, Bob. Take her. And I'm sure she was delighted to have Moses herself. And she bare him a son and called his name Gershom. For he said, I've been a stranger in a strange land. Now, and it came to pass in the process of time that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of the bondage, that they cried, and their cry came up to God by reason of the bondage. And God heard their groaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abram, Isaac, and Acob, or Abraham, Isaac, and with Jacob. And 25, and God looked upon the children of Israel and had respect unto them. Now, even in the book of Revelation, it talks about how that your prayers are stored up in the cup of God, even his wrath, the prayers. He's going to pour it out, but not in your time. No. He's not going to do it in the unbeliever's time. Show me God. Show me where is he at. Show me if he's here. No. He's not going to do that in God's time. Yes, every year you got somebody say Jesus coming or whoever coming, but that's not true. Watch the signs. Now, with all that, we're going to say peace.